All right. Okay.
Look at that. Look, we're up. We're up and at 'em.
We should be live and in living color.
We are. Salud.
Salud. Salud. I'd like to thank you as I head to the airport. Yeah, he knew when to get out of the country, Batista did, or the actor playing him that day.
When you say he, everybody knows who you mean.
Who do I mean?
You mean our president and chief executive officer.
If only.
James Carville says that Trump's just going to walk away from the presidency.
Yeah, he's saying that.
Month or so. He's just going to get up from his desk, tweak Marco Rubio, box his ears, and leave the room, and that'll be the end of it.
Yeah.
Never.
Carville's been saying that shit for, well, since the second year of Trump's first presidency. And it ain't happened yet.
Not as yet, no. There's no evidence of that.
I'm not saying that it's impossible, because he certainly knows a lot more about this shit than I do. But I just, at this point, I just don't think that. I don't think that Trump is gonna walk away from it. He's gonna have to get he's gonna have to get carried out of it.
I don't want to carry. I don't want to be a pallbearer.
Well,
I don't want to get involved in carrying that fat fuck anywhere.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't want to be any part of anything you have to endure with him.
Right.
I mean, his whole MO, his whole act, his whole everything that he does is just disgusting. Him, his wife,
and this business of just contradicting and denying reality is working for him.
Yeah.
He's got the president of France sitting next to him, smiling and saying, "You're an idiot." And yes, Mr. President.
Well, the thing about that, Michael, and by the way, good morning to everybody who's listening to the show. We're Michael Knight, New York Vinnie. He's the guy that's Michael Knight. I'm the guy that's New York Vinnie. I play the role of New York Vinnie. We are coming to you this morning from, at least one place that we don't usually come to you, and that would be Harrison Hot Springs, British Columbia.
That's where you are?
We are out. I am out of the country. And I got to be honest with you. Damn good. I'm glad to be out of the country.
What spurred you to leave the U.S. this time?
I just wanted to get the fuck out. I just wanted to. I just needed
to go.
I needed some time among somewhat normal people.
You chose Canadians. Canadians have been described as normal people.
Well, they've been normalized. They certainly been normalized. Now, I'll give you an example, a good example. And listen, I still approach this from the fact that our country, the United States of America, is one of the greatest countries in the world, one of the greatest countries ever to exist in the history of countries. And it can be saved. It can be survived. It could be done, repaired, I guess was the word I was looking for.
Get on the comeback trail.
And what better time to start it for a 250th anniversary? But you come to a place, another place, and you get a different perspective on things. Now,
and do they treat you as if you're abnormal? or
No,
do they treat
no,
you as if you're a regular guy?
not the people at the border who we were kidding around with and seemed honestly happy. Imagine we ran into government workers that were happy to be on their jobs. That, where you going? What are you doing here? Why did you come here? Oh, okay.
And what did
What
you
are
say?
you doing?
I got to get out of
Yeah,
America for a day or two.
yeah. You gonna leave anything in Canada when you leave? Yeah, I'm gonna leave some money, hopefully. Being as the whole country is on a, a sale. The American the Canadian dollar is worth $1.41.
Wow.
So and they don't seem to be gouging people. I mean,
Well, got
breakfast,
exchange rate. You don't have to.
yeah, and it was it was just nice. Got here last night, as I always do. Turned on the local TV, and I'd actually forgotten about this, but I think I'd mentioned this to you at one point before. They turn on TV to the local Vancouver channel, Channel 2. Uh, and first four commercials are one is for healthcare that is available to make sure that you register. I guess they have some system where you have to register for your healthcare. So register now. Make sure that you have your healthcare card or whatever it is, so you're not left out in the cold. Number two is, um, did you make sure you went down and registered at Vancouver Health, whatever it is? Yeah, I'm okay with that. Uh, Second commercial is the government of Canada advertising that they would like to help you through this tough time with a number of,
What can we do to help?
yeah, uh, we've instituted a program where everybody, all the citizens, are going to get a check to help with groceries. It can only be spent in, I guess, in a grocery store.
Hmm.
But it's not for booze. It's not for beer. It's not for anything except spending it for groceries. It sounds like it's a food stamp program. You're not going to get it forever. It's going to expire. It's going to expire at some point soon.
Who's on the money now? Is the king on the money, or is the
I,
queen
I
still on the
haven't seen
money?
any money. I haven't touched a piece of Canadian money since I've been up here. I have no idea. I know they got the loonie, which is their $2 coin. I think that's the most popular coin up here. And the third one was an ad, again run by your BC slash Department of Transportation uh, thing, which message, which says that we have suspended the federal excise tax on gasoline and petroleum products
Till further notice.
until further notice, until the money situation straightens itself out a little bit, to give you, the average Canadian, a break, to enable you, the average Canadian, to drive your car.
So that's three spots right in a row with the government helping the people.
Three in a row. And they're all signed by the particular official who is in charge of that. I guess. I mean, one I guess is a treasury guy. One is a was a native looking fellow. Um, but seeing that he had he was the Secretary of Finance or something, something to do with money. And it just looked like that they were prepared to help people. Oh, the other one was your housing. If you're having trouble paying for your housing, write to this address, include your this number, that number, this number, that number, and we'll make sure that you're in line to get whatever substantial benefit we may have for you. There's some benefit, there's some money available for you if you need it.
Now, if this had been in the United States, all three of those notifications would have come from a real estate developer friend of Donald Trump who had no qualifications for the department he was heading and no hope of helping anybody.
Yeah, would have just been somebody who he appointed because he knew him, because they were golfing buddies, because maybe one time in the past they golfed together, or he bought a condo from Mar-a-Lago, or whatever stupid ass.
The big kitty.
But nobody got together and said, "Let's help these people."
That's not our job. We don't help you.
Farmer that's struggling.
We can't help you.
Let's help the people who can't afford their different hospital bills or their different day-to-day living bills.
When you cross the border, did they ask you how long you're going to stay, or did they say how long you could stay?
How long you planning on staying? And when I said forever, they didn't like that. They said, "No, come on, give us a date where you'll be heading back to the United States." So I took the wiser of paths at that point.
We love that you're here, but you got to go.
Yeah, give me 2 days to soak up the Canadianism, and I'll come back. And I know that I know that they don't have a lot to give, and that they're squeezing every dollar that they can right now. But it's not a welfare state. It's not a socialist state. It's a state that seems to be interested in helping its people. You, our friends, the United States, have put us in a horrible position.
We're in a pickle because of you.
So
you did it on purpose.
Yeah. So first, before we worry about we're going to get back at these people, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to get revenge, we're going to screw somebody, we're going to help our people.
Tariffs.
Try to live a life, try to continue their standard of living. Once that gets done, then we'll see what we got. We'll see how much there is. We'll see what we can come up with for you. But we'll come up with something. Be confident that
we're working on it.
We're working on something. And you know what? You watch these commercials, you watch these messages from the government, and you had the feeling that
someone's in charge.
Somebody at least is trying to fix the situation. They may not be successful, but they're trying. They're not sitting there saying about how they got to go get this guy and how they got to go after that guy and how they got to do this and how they got to do that and how they have to get to somebody. There's nobody to get to. By the way, they're also rebuilding the Cross Canada Highway, Route 1 in Canada, that they're putting new interchanges in.
And Mannheim Steamroller.
And it's like a 16-lane highway. Now, it used to be a little, I remember this, it used to be a little 2-lane highway, 4-lane highway. Now they got road graders out there, and they've got machines, and there's people working, and there's people getting off the machines and having lunch and drinking and widening the highway.
It goes from here to there, and it's going to be
Well,
all new. We're going to fix it.
it's the cross Canada highway, and it goes through a lot of places where there's nothing.
Have you ever been to the Calgary Stampede?
But have I ever been to? No, I actually was in Calgary the week before the Stampede, about 20 years ago. And
must have been some anticipation in the air.
yeah, it was a great event in a great city that seems to understand what they are. They're not. This is not the Great Wild West of America.
Canadian cowpokes.
But they'll do what they got to do to, again, help the people. Now, again, people here complain that the government's not doing enough, the government's not doing this, the government's not doing that. But generally, the feeling you get from talking to people is that they're trying to do something. Whereas when you talk to people in the United States that are being asked about their government, the government seems to have no plan. As you said before, there's nothing, there's inexperienced people that are running things, that are being selected for these offices purely and solely on the basis of who you know, who your friends are, who's your family.
And then when you see the result of a no competition bid, like the guys who did the reflecting pool in Washington.
No, we don't need that. The president's got a friend that can do it.
He doesn't know anything about pools. He can't get the water right. He can't get the color right. He can't get the algae right. But he's in charge, and he got the contract. That's all you need to know. It's going to be fine.
And you don't even want to look to see how much these people that got the contract contributed
the kickback
to be Trump for president in I don't know which Trump and what year.
I don't know how they keep track of who they owe after the payoffs are made.
Wilford Brimley. Wilford Brimley sits in a room.
He's dependable.
And he's got a pocket full of subpoenas. And he's got a U.S. Marshal, and he's got his secretary, Evie. And he says, "Now I'm gonna ask you guys once. If you don't answer me, Evie's got a pocket full of subpoenas, and Charlie here is the U.S. Marshal. He's gonna start handing them out, and we're gonna start bringing people down to the U.S. federal courthouse,
and we'll get to the bottom of this.
And we'll get to the bottom of it."
Remember during the Watergate hearings, the Senator Sam Rubin, who would smile at the camera and say, "Well, I'm just a country lawyer."
I'm just a country lawyer, but I'll tell you what.
It doesn't seem right to me. Does it seem right to you? I'm just a country lawyer. What do you think?
And these guys...
If he had you under cross-examination and he pulls out the "I'm just a country lawyer" line, you know you're in some hot water.
You better run. You better leave town. Better get in your car and head for the airport. And hope that your plane has its GPS updated and it's world.
You don't want to go down like a B-52 at Edwards Air Force Base.
Yeah, whatever, whatever dues you have to pay to be on the system that gets you into the different airports, you have to make sure that you're feeling good enough to
Travel broadens one, but it takes a lot out of you. You got to be ready to go.
anyway. So well, I guess the bottom line of what I'm trying to say here this morning is there's just a feeling here that you can get things done, that the government is trying to get things done for you. That you can see roads being built. You can see inches being put in highways. There's an exit and a way to get around a particular way that wasn't there a year ago. They've even brought the root beer float back.
That's a good idea.
I have no idea who should be held responsible, but somebody ought to. And I think it goes back to what you said before: is that we've hired completely incompetent people who have no idea what they're doing.
And they're not the least bit ashamed or embarrassed or output by it. This is just, they're comfortable not knowing shit.
Yeah, we have a little cockeyed son of a bitch that's running the FBI that's giving people private tours of Pearl Harbor, where 4,000 people still lay dead in a in the famous day of infamy.
In the sunken ruins of the Arizona.
Yeah, in the ruins of what many people will always consider the worst attack on U.S. soil. And our most sacred battleground on our own country. But this guy is giving carte blanche to go ahead and go ahead and give people tours. And it wouldn't surprise me if a cut of it was going to Trump Incorporated.
He must wet his beak.
Yeah. Kind of crazy.
What town are you in again, Vinnie?
I'm in Harrison Hot Springs, which is northeast of Agassiz and Chilliwack.
Chilliwack. I played them when I was at KTIM.
Yep, Chilliwack. They still got a band together, and I think still play the county fairs. But again,
and what's the town like? How would you describe it? Is it Washington-like?
Just the end of it's at the end of a lake. It's a beach resort type of town. I wouldn't say Santa Cruz-esque because Santa Cruz got the boardwalk, and there's no boardwalk here. But out of the place where they have carved out, an esplanade,
Mm-hmm.
and an area where they have some stores and restaurants and so on. People seem to go down there in the evening and walk around. And I've had 2 meals at this restaurant. So we wound up having um, dinner, and they have a local economy thing here where if you go and you spend a certain amount of money in a bunch of different restaurants, that they'll buy you breakfast in another restaurant. You
That's
know,
pretty cool. Is the heat wave visiting BC?
yeah, to a degree, not as much as it was in California. I mean, in California or in um, Oregon or Washington. What was it yesterday? 90 degrees. I think it hit 90 yesterday, or close to it. But it was. It certainly wasn't what you
But it
thought it
wasn't chilly.
wasn't chilly or whack. Um, it. I went on this way to my honeymoon one honeymoon ago, maybe two. I forget. Uh,
Memories.
and drove up the same road and continued on toward a city called Hope, BC, which will then have me head north. And yeah, you go across one and you get to Hope, and then you go north on Canada 5.
You better hope you go north.
And that is a highway called the Coquihalla. And if the name does sound familiar to you, because there's a guy that drives that has a television series uh, where they feature the tow trucks that they use.
Ice truckers, whatever that's
No, no,
called.
no. This is not. It's rescue, rescue. There's heavy rescue, and then there's highway to hell, highway through hell. That's the name of the series.
Coquihalla.
Highway through hell. If you can imagine hell being in British Columbia, too beautiful to be hell. And there's a guy with a towing service in Hope named Jamie Davis. And so this program, it's been on about 7 or 8 years, is the exploits of Jamie Davis and his family and his son and his people.
When he gets the call, it goes out on the highway from hell.
Yeah, who's in charge of this thing? And sometimes he has to call in help. Sometimes he has to call in friends. Sometimes he has to call in other tow companies. But he's been awarded or put in charge of this particular area, and he has a couple of really nice
Big tow
trucks.
trucks.
Yeah, a couple of Ford F-250s, and I don't know how he does it.
The other day, Big Rig went over here in LA, and they couldn't get a big enough truck out there to haul the damn thing off the freeway. It was on its side. And they said, how are we going to, I thought we had a big truck to pull this thing. And they did have a big truck, but it wasn't big enough. So they had to get another one, even larger. What is it? Have you ever seen a tow truck pull a tow truck?
Yeah, oh yeah. They have the biggest tow truck that they have now. They have a thing called a rotator, and it essentially is a crane mounted on a truck chassis.
And if it's busy and you need it, you're shit out of luck.
And this particular truck will grab onto whatever it is that you have to grab onto. The tow truck will tow, will lift just about whatever you need to lift up in the air, whether it be a rollover, whether it be something that's gone down a ravine, whether it be something that's rolled down a ravine and gotten hit by a train in the middle of the night, and all of the contents of the trailer truck have
Hither
been
and here and gone.
spread all over the countryside. And these guys know how to operate them, and they know how to do it. They got names for all the flips and everything like that. And to me, because I was in the business, it's fascinating to watch.
Sure.
When I look at what this guy did, or what that guy did, or what this guy did, it's again, it's fascinating.
And if you're in a pickle and you need a rotator, nothing else is going to do. You're going to have to wait till the rotator shows up.
Yeah, you gotta. You can't do anything else, Michael. What else can you do? So I'm going to go up. I've seen this Coquihalla Highway on television for the past 7 or 8 years. I'm going to take a ride. I'm going to get a car after the show and drive up to Hope and see if
what?
See if Jamie Davis needs not that it needs any help, but if just what this highway looks like in person. It's like the first time you go to a television show in person. You see what it is. You've always seen it on television. You knew what Studio 54 looked like because they used to film Password there. And what was the other show that they filmed at 54?
Something with G. Rayburn?
No, that was filmed in New York. That was the Match Game, but I don't know if that Match Game was filmed in Hollywood.
That would be Bill Cullen instead of Gene Rayburn.
Yeah, there was a number of shows that were filmed in those 50 Studio 52, Studio 54. I mean, that was the center of game show television in the 50s and the 60s. And if you knew
Bigwin and Todman.
Yeah, if you knew it, you saw it on television, and then one day you got to go see it live. Your dad got tickets, your mom got tickets. It was a big day. You went in. I'm sure in California they had the same thing going on.
Sure, Art Linkletter, etc.
Yeah, Art Linkletter and what were the studios? Was it a Fox? It was over on Gower.
It was the Gower Studios then.
Gower Studios.
And Desilu was there.
And the Desilu Playhouse. Matter of fact, I just watched the other night. I think it was Tuesday night. I've been complaining about my television choices lately. So they had the Lucy and Desi documentary that was done by Amy Poehler. And was a fantastic documentary about the complicated lives that they had led to get those two, Lucy and Desi, to where they needed to get. And it was so sad because I don't know how to explain it exactly, but I think it was you left yourselves after you watched this. It was so well done that you wondered why they divorced. You wondered, you just wondered what, like with most people's parents that divorced at that age.
Where's little Ricky these days?
Still, think he's living in California,
No, that doesn't surprise me.
enjoying his mom's money. Lucy Arnaz is still in Lucy Luckinbill, I should say, is married into a very well-to-do family, and I don't think has much to do with show business. Although there was some talk about her doing a another interpretation of some of her dad's work, her mom's work. Something she was doing. She was supposed to be doing it. And again, this thing was filmed a few years ago, but she was at one time talking about some kind of play based on her mother's life. Um, I think the time is kind of coming for it. I don't think you want to wait too long after Lucy is gone.
Well, her daughter had her dad's looks and her mother's spirit. That was something that little Ricky did not enjoy.
No, no, I think that there was. I think Ricky had that brush with fame in the '60s, and I think that was enough for him. The
He had seen plenty of that.
Dino, Desi, and Billy days.
Yeah.
I think his appetite for the business was correctly squashed. It was
Yeah.
correctly,
Not for me, thanks. I've seen it all.
yeah. Some people just aren't cut out to do it. No matter who their family is.
Correct.
Some get into it for a little while. I mean, great example is Wilson Phillips.
Yeah.
They had some creative talent. They used it.
They had some hit records, and that was it. Thanks.
Yeah, had a couple of hits. They proved that they could do what their parents did. But it wasn't on the scale that their parents did. They didn't have, none of the Wilson sisters or the Nelson sisters or the Phillips had the kind of talent that their parents had, right?
They had some pretty good voices, but it wasn't all that remarkable.
Yeah, it wasn't anything that was like you didn't say, "Oh wow, that's Ricky's kid. That's Desi's kid. That's this, Ozzie and Harriet's kid or grandkids." It didn't carry. The genes didn't carry.
Nope.
It's funny because I think the genes carry better in sports than they carry in entertainment. Entertainment's hard work.
Yeah.
Sports is about ability. Can you do it? When you have a ton of money, what motivates you then to be an artist
or a quarterback?
This doesn't seem to be for. Now, there's some people that obviously do. It does catch on with them. But I think it's a lot easier in sports. I think there's many more cases in sports where people inherit the genes. And
did Ken Griffey Jr. have kids?
Yeah. Yes, kid played for the Steelers. Trey. Yeah, Trey played for the Steelers for at least a year, at least a season.
Defensive back or what?
Yeah, I think he was. But unremarkable talent. And maybe, it's hard to say unremarkable talent about a guy who made a major league roster.
Right.
Jay Buhner's kid is, I believe, a manager in the Mariners system.
Good job.
I believe that he somewhere got himself in the Mariners system, and when it was kind of obvious that he wasn't going to make it as his dad's replacement. Learn the technical part of the game and learn how to be a manager, a coach, somebody who people could go to for some kind of counseling. And they were more than happy to have him.
Good genetics.
Yeah, well, it helps. So, which I was going to say, I wonder if that carries over in politics. But we can
No, it
already
doesn't.
the
I can answer that one for you.
well, some of them do.
Well, there's families: the Roosevelt family, the Bush family, the Kennedy family.
Yeah, there's some that
They all find their way.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine Donald Jr. mounting a successful campaign for president of the United States.
Well, one of the Trump kids would be the one that has to get Robert Kennedy out of the hotel room when he goes crazy. You just go in there and get him and talk sense to him, get him to come on out. He doesn't want to come out. I don't want to go in there. No, you got to go in. You got to go in and do this for your dad. Yeah. Get RFK Jr. out of that room. Just persuade him. You can do it. Talk to him. Get in there. Let him see it.
Heir apparent.
When he sees it's you, it'll be fine.
Oh, Mikey, it's I don't know what you would call it, but it is something.
He's got snakes with him. I want you to know that. Don't be afraid. He's not afraid, so don't you be afraid.
Are we gonna have another one of those where he's chasing snakes around
somebody's backyard? Poor garter snake just wanted to get the bugs by the rose plants. Turned into something else entirely.
He's just that you can't pin it on the family. You just it's sad because I often think of Bobby Jr. and I think of what this kid must have gone through in his life. How it couldn't have been easy for him.
Well, it certainly took its toll, whatever it was.
You'd have thought that he would have championed up some of his father's positions and would have become more of I'm not saying influencer, but somebody who would. There's a guy. I mean, he's wasting his time.
Well, there was a transition period there after the heroin, and he got his law degree and he became a lawyer arguing for the rights of the environment, and then off the deep end.
Yeah, and listen, if I saw my father gunned down on TV like he did when he was how old, 6, 8, something like that, I guess
you'd have some issues.
I think it'd be tough to go into politics after that. I'd want to own a gas station in the desert.
By the way, the payment for that is in the news today. The Bobby Kennedy and Hegseth decided that they didn't want the Air Force to have flu influenza shots when everyone is training at the base down there, Lackland Air Force Base. So they stopped the program that would allow them to get inoculated against it, so they could all train together and not be. Anyway, there's 160 of them with the flu today. Didn't take long at all for that to pay off.
Yeah, they're
One of them has died.
They have died already. There's been deaths.
One death. Preventable and actionable, I would say.
Well, yeah, except that in the Army or the service, how much?
You can't see your commanding officer.
Yeah, how much can you? I mean, who do you get to sue?
Well, you could sue Robert Kennedy, sue Pete Hegseth, sue them both. Make it a show trial.
Yeah, maybe. Somehow I wouldn't.
For $10 billion.
Yeah, good luck collecting it. I want to be around to see you collect that. But I think that. But again, you know, we're in the same thing where we hired somebody who, as part of a deal. We hired somebody who Trump said, "Don't run against me," and
I'll take
I
care
will
of the
give
rest.
you this job at HHC. I'll give you a dream job. You can be in charge of the vaccinations.
And it's an easy job to be in charge of because you're not going to do anything.
You know, all you got to do is nothing.
But you got to do it. You got to do nothing. Hey, Vinnie, what are you driving this week up to Canada?
Mkey, I was just going to try to show you that. I was just going to try to pull this this photograph up here and see if I could get it to work, because we seem to again be having the same problem that we've had with this file size type thing, which is I don't know. I'm trying to get the pictures up. They don't seem to be working. Again, I'm driving a Ford. That's not
There
what
it
I'm driving.
is.
No, that's not it. Let us get rid of that. Shouldn't be there. Get us back. I'm driving an electric car. I took an electric car into Canada because they actually believe in electric cars here. I have a Ford Mustang Mach-E Rally Edition.
Well, those are nice.
And this is a nifty little car that has lights and electricity all over the place. It's a Mach 1 edition that has a package that includes, you got the fog lights in the front that are put into a long spoiler that lowers the car in the front and gives you more cladding. So if you are one of those people who say, you know what, I want to take this car and I want to go rally racing with it, which really is racing against the clock.
Right.
But I want to do it on Pikes Peak, or I want to go and do it out in Eastern Washington, where there are several rally races held. Where I want to go and not only experience the car, but experience kind of some of the stuff that you get on the car, like the fog lights in the front with the cladding that lowers the car, the piece in the back that comes on as that manifests itself as this wing on the back of the car that
Certainly not a
pushes
wing. That can't
the
be.
car down.
Spoiler.
That it pushes. It's a spoiler, but it's designed to keep the rear of the car down at high speed. The only problem is when you go rally racing, you tend not to go high speeds. So you have to decide whether you want it for looks or if you're really going to climb Pike Peak. But Ford has put together an interesting little machine here, little Mustang, or what was it, 100 dollars for the package. But it gives you about 275 miles of range. So I didn't have to stop to charge it on the way up here, and still have 100 miles left. But if I did want to stop it, I could do that at almost any uh, gas station up here. Has a large number of charging stations.
You can charge with Canadian electricity.
Is that better than American electricity?
You'll be the one to know.
Well, I press it down. You're telling me that the electricity is faster.
Yeah.
It's a higher voltage. But seriously, this is a nice little car. I really enjoy driving it up here. It is fast as all get out. It has a unbridled button, and you push this unbridled button on the dashboard.
Staying with the Mustang nomenclature.
Right. And it takes off like a wild horse. And it takes off. So I'm going to have some fun with that. I'm going to get it up on the Coca-Cola. We're going to take some pictures of it and some film of it. And so we'll have a complete, hopefully, I'm hoping really tomorrow, Michael, to do the show live from the Coca-Cola.
Excellent. Good job.
So if we can get into it, I'm going to drive up there today, and I'm going to take a ride up, and I'm going to see what the situation is like. And if it's anything like I think it is, then we're going to get on that highway, and we're gonna make it our own. It's a fun car.
Well, we'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock from the Coca-Cola. What do you say?
11 o'clock on the Coca-Cola. Maybe I'll run into Jamie Davis. Maybe I'll run into Al Queering and some of the guys that run the tow trucks up there. And hopefully I won't have to use one of their tow trucks to get out of it.
No, watching is better than using.
Right. But that's why I picked the summer to go up instead of the winter.
No way, baby. No way.
But it looks like beautiful country up there, Michael. It's I'll be posting stuff on the internet, on Facebook and stuff, so that people can see the beauty of what it's supposed to be and what it is. Because I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a great piece of. I was going to say a great piece of American history, but it's not American history. It's Canadian history.
Well, we look forward to it. It'll be a great change of pace for the show.
Yeah, something a little different. Well, we're trying to get the show this year out on the road a little bit more. We got a new segment called On the Road, and we've taken the show out on the road. And as I told you before, I'm hoping later this summer, if things work out okay, to travel the length of Route 66. It is the 100th anniversary of Route 66. And
San Bernardino awaits you.
I think that it's a place that we ought to explore a little bit. A section of road, America's mother road.
I'm only 3 blocks from Route 66, Colorado Boulevard.
I know. I was talking about that the other day. I was saying that we will wind up in Michael's backyard if I take this trip. He'll have to move some stuff out of the backyard, have me pull in and sleep in the car outside.
You do figure eights on Colorado Boulevard.
You know what I was explaining to somebody the other day. The little old lady. No, not that. The Cougs are coming to Pasadena, which was our supposed to embroil us in controversy and riches far beyond what we ever thought we would see on a beautiful
Rose Bowl day.
Vestiges of Colorado Boulevard during a Rose Bowl celebration against Oklahoma, I believe it was that year, or was that Michigan? That was Michigan, I think. And whoever it was handily kicked the Cougs' asses.
Same thing. We knew what was going to happen.
They were drunk. They didn't know that they lost.
What are you going to do?
Nobody told them that they lost till they got back to Pullman.
Yeah, that's a rude place to find out that you're a loser.
Yeah, it's not. It's not the best place to go to find out that you, in fact, failed the test.
Where's all those roses you were supposed to bring?
50 or 60 years that made it to the. Oh man, that was a trip and a half. All right, I will
have a good day up there today, Ben.
Thank you, Michael, and I'll see you on Monday morning. Thank you so much for indulging the show this morning. I know that. Well, no, actually, I think you know what, it came off pretty good. I was a little worried about the across the border thing, but it worked out fine. I think we'll have a good time at Coca-Cola tomorrow and get a chance to hopefully present some of the Canadian side of what we do.
And say hello to all our Canadian friends.
And you know what they'll say back to you?
Good on you.
Hey. I'll see you, Michael.
See you then.
Take care. See you all tomorrow at 11 or Monday morning, if the Lord's willing and the creek don't rise. Michael, peace, love, Manischewitz, baby.
What a wine, baby, even in Canada.
Thanks for listening. Bye-bye now.